Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Hydrapple EX from the Stellar Crown expansion set. Hydrapple EX is a stage 2 Pokemon with 330 HP, and it has the ability Ripening Charge. Once during your turn, you can attach one basic grass energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, and you also heal 30 HP to that Pokemon. I do think that the healing aspect of this ability is great for allowing you to survive some attacks, but I don't think focusing on it too much will be all that beneficial, since there are a lot of one-hit knockout damage dealers in the format right now. So instead, we're going to focus mainly on its powerful attack. And being able to attach energies with this ability every turn will actually help you to increase your attack damage output. And its one and only attack is Syrup Storm. For 2 colorless energies, it deals 30 plus base damage and 30 more damage for each grass energies attached to all of your Pokemon. This attack can become so powerful that in most cases, if you only have 11 energies attached to your Pokemon, you can pretty much one-hit knock out any Pokemon in the game. And one of the easiest ways to accelerate a lot of energies is with the help of Teal Mask Ogerpon EX with the Teal Dance ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic grass energy from your hand to this Pokemon, after which you also draw one card. So not only will this help increase Hydrapple EX's attack, this will also serve as our Pokemon draw support. And to help us draw even more cards, we also have a couple of bug catching set. This lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, and then you can grab 2 in any combination of a basic grass energy and a grass Pokemon, and you put those into your hand. One weakness to Hydrapple EX is his basic stage Applin, since it only has 40 HP, and the likes of Dragapult EX can easily pick off these little guys. So to increase our survivability, I'm also utilizing Kricketune with the Swelling Tune ability, which actively adds 40 more HP to all of our grass type Pokemon. One really bad counter to Hydrapple EX builds that I've seen so far is with Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX because of its Cornerstone Stance ability, which prevents all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. A majority of Hydrapple EX builds that I've seen so far uses a lot of Pokemon that have abilities on them, and Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX just instantly wins against those Hydrapple EX builds. So to go against Cornerstone Ogerpon EX, I've actually added Sinistcha in this build. This Pokemon is a stage 1 Pokemon with no abilities, and it has a strong enough attack that can one-hit knock out Cornerstone Ogerpon EX, thanks largely to its Spill the Tea attack. For 1 grass energy, you can discard up to 3 grass energies attached to any of your Pokemon, and this attack deals 70 damage times the number of energies you discarded this way. So this attack can deal as much as 210 maximum base damage, which is pretty significant. Not to mention, its basic stage is also immune to Dragapult EX's damage counter spread. And as a sniping option, I might as well add Sinistcha EX, more for its Rebrew attack. For 1 colorless energy, you can put 2 damage counters to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each basic grass energies in your discard pile, after which you shuffle all of those energies back into your deck. This is such a great attack since it counts as an effect of an attack, so not even Terra Pokemon or Manaphy can prevent this attack even from the bench. As an optional attacker, you can also use this Diplin stage 1 for Hydrapple EX, more for its coded attack. For 1 grass energy, it deals 20 damage, however during your opponent's next turn, you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. With this, you have that potential of walling off any attacks from the likes of Raging Bolt EX. As for my A-Spec card, I'm using Prime Catcher. I think being aggressive with this build is the way to go, taking as much prizes as you can. So being able to gust up and pick off a 2 prize target with Prime Catcher is the best strategy. However, as an alternative option, you can also use Scoop Up Cyclone if you want to go for a more defensive approach to this Pokemon, because this allows you to put one of your Pokemon and all attached cards into your hand. So if you have a heavily damaged Hydrapple EX, you can just put that back into your hand and then just set up another one so you don't lose any prizes. So our main strategy for this build is to basically draw as much as possible, attach a lot of grass energies, and just keep knocking out any Pokemon that gets in our way. While the approach to this build is a bit linear, you really cannot question its unbelievable power. The only drawback to this build I think is its slow pace in building up energy at times, and I hate it when you run out of energies late game and you only need that one last knockout. But overall, I think this build is pretty solid in my opinion. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Hydrapple EX. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. We are gonna start this one with an Applin in the active. We got Kricketot. And we have a pretty good opening hand actually. We got Rare Candy. Can evolve into a Hydrapple EX next turn, and then Iono to draw more cards. So I am going first in this matchup. I do recommend going first. You want to set up your basic Pokemon, and then in your turn 2, you can evolve your Pokemon and then go from there. And we're going against Dragapult EX. We got Prime Catcher for our first draw, and then with this Nest Ball, just gonna grab Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. We can use Teal Dance, attach this Grass Energy to itself, and then draw one card. We got another Nest Ball, okay. I'm gonna go for another Ogerpon, and then just gonna end my turn here. So Poltergeist, we can set those up later. We'll be immune to Dragapult EX's damage counter spread, but our first priority, I think, is to evolve into our Kricketune, because once my opponent starts attacking with Dragapult, they can just pick off our Applins with those damage counters, and then we won't be able to set up our Hydrapple EX. So that's the plan. And let's see how my opponent sets up here. They have a Pidgeot EX lineup. 3 Dreepies already in play. And Dragapult EX has become very, very strong. Especially with the new A-Spec card, the Crystal. So they can attack for just a single energy. So I'm gonna evolve my Hydrapple EX, and then we have a few options here. We can use Hydrapple, but I'm gonna go for Ogerpon EX to draw one extra card here, see what we get. Boss's orders. Alright, I'm gonna use Iono. Each player shuffles their hand to the bottom, draw 6, and then alright, we got a bunch of energies, which is really nice. You can use Ripening Charge to accelerate one extra energy to Hydrapple EX. We can get a knockout here, and then I'm gonna set up Poltergeist and go from there. So Syrup Storm deals 150 damage with 4 grass energies in play, knocking out their Dreepy. And we get our first prize. We got Nest Ball. Alright, very good. So now, ideally you want to have another Hydrapple EX set up, but as it is, I really like the Sinistcha lineup added in this build, because Sinistcha just goes really well with Ogerpon, and with all those energies that are available to you, you can just attack for 200 plus damage every single turn if you need to, and then just reshuffle those cards back with Sinistcha EX. But I think this is a really, really great combination. So now my opponent sets up Rotom V. They can use Forest Seal Stone to attach to it and then get any one card. They're going to evolve into Dracloak. Now they can use the Recon Directive ability. They look at the top 2 cards of their deck, put one to the bottom, and put one in their hand. So no Dragapult EX yet. They have Pheasantipede EX with Nest Ball. They can use Flip the Script to draw 3 extra cards, especially we knocked out one of their Pokemon from our last turn. But those support Pokemon are easy targets for us to knock out. So Prime Catcher later on will be very, very useful. And that's what I mean with the Hydrapple EX. You can go defensive approach to this. You can utilize its healing to its ability, but at 30 HP healing, it doesn't really make a big difference. And once you run out of grass energies, that's it. You can't heal anymore. So I think focusing on its raw attack damage output, I think it's the best strategy to go with this Hydrapple EX. So with Forest Seal Stone, they managed to evolve into Pidgeot EX. Now they can use Quick Search, get any one card from their deck. The most broken ability in the game. It just Pidgeot EX is one of the best Pokemon in the game right now. Support Pokemon, that is. But of course, it really depends on your build. Serendipity is really great too. Okay, they evolve into another Dracloak for another Recon Directive ability. Is my opponent able to evolve and attack this turn is the question. But if they evolve their active, that means they can't evolve into a Dragapult EX. Because they need to attach an energy to it if they're... Well, they really can't because didn't they just put that Dreepy on the bench? So we're gonna get another prize on our next turn. So that Iona actually messed them up quite a bit, but that got them a lot of cards for their support Pokemon. So they can set up, but having 330 HP does help. Their Dragapult EX cannot knock out our Hydrapple that easily. And again, Poltergeist is immune to damage counter spread. And if we want to set up our Applins, we need to evolve into our Cricketune ASAP. So the Crystal is now out. They have an energy, but they cannot evolve into Dragapult EX just yet. And they're just gonna instant charge to end their turn, drawing 3 cards. Alright. So now it's our turn. We gotta switch. Let's go ahead and use our Nest Ball to get Applin. Can set up another Hydrapple. And then I'll just sacrifice all of these so I can use Professor's Research. And let's use Teal Dance. Maybe we can draw into that Cricketune. Boss's Orders. Got another Teal Dance. Prime Catcher. Okay, actually Prime Catcher is great. Because now we can target one of their 2 prizers. But I'm going to reserve that for next turn, I think. So what I'm going to do is just take a knockout against Dracloak in their active. Get another prize for that. Got another Grass Energy. Very, very, very nice. So what I'm going to try and do is pick off their 2 prizers. We can knock out their Serendipity or even their Pidgeot EX. And then late game, I mean, I could use boss orders as well, right? Just knock out their other 2 prizers. As long as they keep that Rotom V and Serendipity in play, we should be good to go. And that's why I knocked out their Dracloak. That way we can just take out 2 more of their 2 prizers to get all 6 of our prizes. So with my opponent's cards, I'm pretty sure they can evolve into a Dragapult EX and then start attacking. So an easy target would be Cricketots and Applin. Poltergeist is immune to damage counters, so we should be fine. And if anything, we can 2-hit knock out their Dragapult EX. Deal some damage with the Hydrapple and then finish it off with Sinistcha. Alright, they're going to attach another energy to their bench Dracloak. And what my opponent can do actually, what is that? Pokemon League, so it adds 1 colorless energy requirement to basic Pokemon to attack. So instead of 3 grass energies, we need 3 grass energies and a colorless to attack with our Ogerpon. But overall, Hydrapple EX is not affected, or any of our Sinistcha, so we should be fine. And we have Area 0 under depths to take that stadium away. And Area 0 under depths is actually really great with this build, I think, because expanding our bench is pretty useful, especially if you can set up 3 Ogerpon EX. It takes up a bunch of your bench space, and given that you have another Cricketune line up to add HP. You know, you really won't have any room for another Hydrapple EX and Sinistcha lineup. So having Area 0 under depths to expand your bench is another great way to strategize with this build. That way you can build up a lot of energies and then attack for a lot of damage while you have support Pokemon as well as backup attackers. So now my opponent has Dragapult EX in play. They have Crispin to add more energies to their Pokemon. They have another Dracloak and Radiant Alakazam to transfer damage counters from one of our Pokemon to another one. But what they're gonna do is just Phantom Dive here, deal 200 damage to Hydrapple EX. They're gonna put 1 damage counter to each of our Ogerpon. Okay. Right. Oh, they're targeting our Poltergeist. But, unbeknownst to them, it is immune thanks to its ability, preventing any effects of attack. So we survived. They only put 3 damage counters. And then we're going to replace their stadium with Area 0 under depths. Yes, you should have read the ability. And we got 2 of them. So my opponent's not going to get easy prizes for those. And we got to get that Cricketune evolved. But for now, we can use Sinistcha. And what I could do is just use it to attack. So I need to get this Hydrapple EX out of the active. I don't want my opponent to get 2 prizes. And then we're just going to target Pheasantipity EX. Because we can easily get 210 damage with this attack. We will have to discard 3 energies, but it should be okay. And I'm just going to use Professor's Research. Alright. We are looking good so far. Let's use Bug Catching Set. There's our Cricketune, finally. Now we can add more HP to all of our Pokemon, even Applin. So with a single attack from their Dragapult, they can only spread 6 damage counters. So all of our Applins are safe. So for the meantime, I'm just going to keep drawing extra cards, building up our attack damage output for Hydrapple EX. And all we need to do is knock out that Dragapult EX with Hydrapple. We should be fine. Got another Ogerpon here, another Tail Mask, and a switch. Okay. And more grass energies. Yes, we have unlimited grass energies. That is insane. Then we can even use Ripening Charge to heal up our damage here. Should I? No, I'm just gonna charge up my Poltergeist, I think. And we're gonna spill the tea. Let's see, we can discard this. All 3 of them. And just deal 210 damage, knocking out their Pheasantipity EX for another 2 prizes. Alright, not bad. We got boss orders. So, yeah, we have a lot of gusting cards in this build because we're really aggressive. So we got boss orders, Prime Catcher, and Counter Catcher. So, yeah, just that's the main goal for this build. You can be aggressive with Sinistcha, attack for a lot of damage with Hydrapple, tank hits, and yeah, I think the strategy works really well with this Hydrapple EX. Okay, they're gonna transfer damage counters. Oh, they took out our Area 0 under depths. I'd like to preserve my Hydrapple though, because we can one-hit knock out their Dragapult EX, but we do have boss orders as well. So I think we have a win condition here regardless, because we got boss orders anyways. So I'll just remove Ogerpon, Applin, and another Ogerpon, I think. Yeah, because I need another Applin in case they target my Hydrapple. We can evolve. We can try to evolve into another Hydrapple. I'd really like to get a knockout with Hydrapple against their Dragapult EX, but our energies are kind of limited a little bit. We got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we can build up maybe 2 more, I think we should be fine. That will guarantee a one-hit knockout against their Dragapult EX. But my opponent will use Counter Catcher to target our Hydrapple EX. And dealing 200 damage is gonna be enough to knock it out. But that's pretty much... I mean, they can knock out our Kricketune. Alright, that's not good. So they can knock out our Kricketune, and that will lower all of our HP. But that's fine. And with Poltergeist, I could probably evolve into Sinistcha EX even. And just target their Rotom V. So we just need 2 more prizes to win this game. One downside to Sinistcha EX, I guess it's balanced, because if you can target a lot of Pokemon with all those grass energies, it's gonna be a very, very broken attack. So you can only target 1 Pokemon with Sinistcha EX's attack. Okay, so my opponent is not done yet. They have used their support card, Arven. And they're gonna go for an Ultra Ball. Probably get another backup attacker for by evolving into another Dragapult EX. Alright, they're just gonna Phantom Dive, and they will target our Kricketune, knocking it out, so all of our grass Pokemon will go back down to its original HP. Alright, so they're gonna get 3 prizes for that. That's why Dragapult EX is never underestimated, because they can easily get multiple prizes in a single turn. So let's see what we got. Got 6 energies in the discard pile. That's times 2, 12 damage counters. Unfortunately, we still have a lot of energies in play. Yeah, 2 damage counters. 12. I can discard these 2. That'll make it 8. 160. Even if I discard 1 by retreating, it'll be 180. So I'm not gonna be able to knock out their Rotom V. But we need to get our last 2 prizes here to secure our win. With 1 damage counter to our Ogerpon, they can just Boss's orders it, and then damage counter to Applin, and they can win this game. So I really have no choice. I'd really like to use Sinistcha EX, but I think to secure our win, we need to Boss orders the Rotom V, and we're just gonna attack with Sinistcha. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Sinistcha is such a great secondary attacker. I gotta say. So I'm just gonna discard these 3 to get our last 2 prizes, knocking out the Rotom V to win us the game. There you have it. Hydrapple EX with Sinistcha is pretty good. Good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. You have to mulligan there. With so many basic Pokemon in the deck, I'm surprised we're still mulliganing. Alright, we got Applin to go into the active. We got Ogerpon to go on the bench. Our opening hand is not too bad as long as we have Iono. But my opponent does get 2 extra cards to start their turn, and we are going first. Okay. Let's go ahead and attach an energy to Applin. And I'm going to use Area 0 under depths. And end my turn. I don't know why I did that, but I just wanted to, guys, okay? Probably shouldn't have done that, because we're going against Iron Thorns EX. And Iron Thorns EX is eliminating our abilities, because majority of our Pokemon are rule box Pokemon. We can't use Ogerpon. We cannot use Hydrapple EX to accelerate energy. So this is going to be a bit of an uphill battle, but definitely winnable since we have a lot of HP, and attaching an energy per turn can go a long way. So as long as we can build up our attack damage output to reach 230 or more, we should be able to knock out 3 of their Iron Thorns EX easy and get our 6 prizes. So let's see how this goes. They're gonna use Crispin. Wow. So they're able to build up 2 energies so far. And now it's our turn. Alright, we can evolve it to Hydrapple EX, attach another energy, and we can start attacking this turn. We can hit for 90 damage so far. And we're gonna use Iono. Ooh, we can use... Actually, Crickettoon's ability will not be turned off. So, we can add more HP to our Pokemon, making it a lot harder for them to knock out. So, that's gonna be a lot of help. So, right now, we're gonna use Syrup Storm to deal 90 damage. By next turn, we can hit for 120. Not quite enough to knock out their Iron Thorns EX. But it's gonna get there, right? This turn, my opponent will probably be able to attack now. There it is. So 140 damage plus the added attack damage with the future booster energy capsule. So they're hitting for 160. But it will still take them at least three attacks to knock out our Hydrapple EX. So that's good enough for me. But we do have to start building up our Pokemon's attack damage output here. Let's go ahead and evolve to Diplin and Crickettoon. We're going to use Professor's Research because Ogerpon's going to be useless at this point. And I'm just going to build up as much Applin as I can. And then we're going to Syrup Storm once again. Deal 120. So we're almost there. 20 more HP to take out, to knock out this Iron Thorns EX. And you know what I could do? And I don't know if you know this, that... Bro, they're gonna use Penny. Okay. That's frustrating. So they took out Iron Thorns EX from play, and we lost out on an opportunity to knock out their Iron Thorns. But that's fine. That's fine. I wonder if I could use Diplin actually. Prevent them from taking damage to our Diplin. See what we could do. Let's go ahead and use Prime Catcher. And my opponent shouldn't be able to get around this effect of the attack, right? So with the Prime Catcher, we're just gonna put our opponent's Iron Thorns in the active with no energies. And we're gonna use Coded Attack. It deals 20 damage. Prevents my opponent from dealing damage to our Diplin, because we are now immune to damage from basic Pokemon. So Diplin is actually pretty nice. We only have 1 copy in this deck, but I've fought against Raging Bolt EX. They have a lot of ways to get around this because they have a lot of Pokemon Catcher. So they just target another one of our bench Pokemon and they can win that way. But for the most part, if your opponent doesn't have a lot of options, Diplin's Coded Attack is actually really great at walling off your opponent's attacks. Especially if they center mostly on basic Pokemon as their attackers. So against Iron Thorns, I don't think they have any counters to this. They're going to use Iono. And while we stall, what I'm going to try and do is just attach as many energies as I can so that we can increase our attack for our Hydrapple. For the most part, our Diplin should be able to survive a few more turns here. And then we can just evolve that into Hydrapple EX. So they're just going to pass. Okay. They're just going to pass. So with the bug catching set, I'm going to go with the basic energies. Because again, Ogerpon's ability is not going to be useful. And with enough damage, I think we can even take a knockout with Sinistcha. And for the meantime, I'm going to build up energies on Diplin. I'm going to use Iono. This is slow going because that ability from Iron Thorns is slowing us down quite a bit. But that's fine. We are doing okay. We're just going to use Coded Attack once again. And we're just going to keep doing this until we build up our energies. And when we're ready, we can use Hydrapple EX. Take 3 knockouts and win this game. That's our strategy, basically. And until my opponent can take out or retreat their Iron Thorns EX in the active, we're just going to continue to attack it. And we have boss orders even to pick off one of their Pokemon if they do end up retreating it. Okay, they're going to use Arven. They can search their deck for 1 item and 1 tool card. You can probably get the Future Booster Energy Capsule. Oh no, they're going to go for TM Devolution. TM Devolution. That will take out our Hydrapple EX. But my opponent will only get 1 prize because that removes the 2 prizer Hydrapple EX and it will knock out the single prize Pokemon underneath it. So we should be fine. Okay, we're gonna replace our Area 0 Under Depths with Lake Acuity. And that increases defense for any Pokemon with fighting or water energy. Okay, so my opponent passes again. I don't know if they ran out of Future Booster Energy Capsule or they're just saving it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just keep attaching energies to my potential attackers. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve into Hydrapple EX. We're doing 210 damage, so we can take out this Iron Thorns EX in the active. Get 2 prizes for that, and we should be smooth sailing from here. It will take my opponent 3 attacks before they can knock out 1 of our Hydrapple. And with so many energies in play already, we should be okay. One downside though, they are using the special energy that prevents... If we knock out this Iron Thorns EX, we're gonna be taking 1 less prizes for it. So that's one thing. Unless they put another Iron Thorns, we could just target that one. But my opponent is basically turning this into a 7 prize matchup, which is a little bit frustrating, but that is a part of their strategy. They did find Judge with the Pokegear 3.0. But yeah, guys. There's no other way for me to speed up this match because, like I said, Iron Thorns EX's ability is just shutting us down for the most part. We can't accelerate any energies with Ogerpon, we can't draw any cards, so we're relying mostly on supporter cards to help us draw more. And all we're doing is relying on energy attachment once every single turn, so... That's one thing. One card you could probably add in this build too, probably is canceling Cologne. That could make a big difference to some of your matchups. But I don't know what I'm gonna give up because you do want a lot of energies in this build. Taking out any more could affect the consistency of this Hydrapple build. Alright, well, slowly but surely we are getting those energies though. I'm gonna go ahead and use boss orders. And 220. 220. Yeah, that's fine. 220. So 220. Not quite enough to knock it out, but we do have Sinistcha. And if you didn't know, it has the attack curse drop, the very first attack. And we can spread 4 damage counters, which is pretty significant actually. Just finish off this Iron Thorns. They used up Arvin, which means they don't have a penny. And that means this Iron Thorns will be an easy target for us. And we're gonna make it a 7 prize game for our opponent as well, because when we attack with Sinistcha, even if they knock it out, they're only taking 1 prize. Oh! Bro, that's a good move actually. With the TM Devolution, they devolve all of our Pokemon, taking out both of our Hydrapple and Dipplin. So Applin gets knocked out, Dipplin gets knocked out. They get 2 prizes. Alright, that was an insane move. Alright. I forgot they had that TM Devolution, but that's fine. We're going to take a knockout against their Iron Thorns on the bench and then spread damage counters so that it'll be easier for us to knock out their other 2 Iron Thorns. So I'm going to re-evolve my Cricket Tune to add HP to our Pokemon. Sinistcha. And then... oh, we're out of Applins. Okay, well, we need a Super Rod to recover that. I'm just gonna put Ogerpon here. We could use it to stall, if anything, right? It'll take my opponent at least 2 turns to knock it out. And then we're gonna get more energies. Thankfully, we got Earthen Vessel. And then I'm gonna attach it to this guy so that we can attack with it, right? And then we're gonna use Curse Drop for the meantime. Hopefully those 3 cards that my opponent has in their hand is not gonna help them draw. Because this one in the active, maybe we can knock out even. So at 210 with 2 damage counters in the active, can easily knock it out with Sinistcha. Hitting for 210, we just need to discard 3 grass energies and we should be okay. And we got rare candy from our prizes. Alright, so we can evolve into another Hydrapple. Thankfully, we got Applin. 1 more Applin available to us, so there you have it, guys. This is a very slow matchup, but thankfully we got our last Applin set up on our bench. My opponent will be able to attack here. They can knock out Sinistcha, and... or actually, they have like Acuity. It will require more firepower to knock out this Iron Thorns EX. I didn't account for that. Okay. Very interesting build my opponent has. They're going for a more defensive approach with that Lake Acuity. It's a very interesting addition. Let's go ahead and evolve our Hydrapple EX, attach an energy, and then we can attack for 130. If they cannot retreat this active Iron Thorns, we should be fine. Requires 1 more hit to get a knockout. They're gonna go for a boss orders against our Ogerpon, but unbeknownst to my opponent, we have a switch, so we can just switch out our Hydrapple back into the active and take a knockout this turn and win the game. So with such a limited cards from my opponent's hand, it's gonna be it. So I didn't realize that Ogerpon and Hydrapple EX have a very similar attack. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the game, guys. We're gonna use Hydrapple to take a knockout against their Iron Thorns EX, getting us our last 2 prizes. That took a while, guys. But we did it. There you have it, guys. Hydrapple EX. Good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.